Navigating the threat landscape, understanding and defending against supply chain attacks. In today's interconnected digital world, supply chain attacks have emerged as a sophisticated and stealthy threat vector that can have far-reaching and devastating consequences. These attacks target the vulnerabilities present in the supply chain, where products, software, or services are developed, manufactured, assembled, and distributed. As the software ecosystem becomes increasingly complex, attackers find new ways to infiltrate systems through seemingly secure channels. This blog post aims to shed light on supply chain attacks, their mechanisms, real-world examples, and mitigation strategies. Understanding supply chain attacks. A supply chain attack occurs when malicious actors compromise a company's supply chain to deliver malware, backdoors, or vulnerabilities to end users. This can happen at any stage of the supply chain, from component manufacturing to software development and distribution. Supply chain attacks are challenging to detect and mitigate because they often exploit the trust that users place in reputable vendors. Types of supply chain attacks. Software supply chain attacks. Attackers compromise the software development process by injecting malicious code into legitimate software libraries or components. This can lead to the distribution of compromised software to unsuspecting users. Hardware supply chain attacks. Malicious components or modifications are introduced during the manufacturing process. These compromised hardware components can contain hidden backdoors or vulnerabilities that attackers can exploit once the hardware is deployed. Third-party vendor attacks. Attackers target vendors that supply services critical to an organization. By compromising the vendor, attackers gain access to the target organization's systems. Real-world examples. SolarWinds, 2020, one of the most infamous supply chain attacks. Threat actors inserted a malicious backdoor into the SolarWinds Orion software updates. This allowed them to infiltrate thousands of organizations, including multiple U.S. government agencies. NotPetya, 2017, attackers compromised the update mechanism of a popular Ukrainian accounting software, distributing a destructive malware disguised as a legitimate update. The malware spread globally and caused significant financial and operational damage. 5. The importance of regular updates. Software updates are not just about aesthetics or new features. They are crucial for maintaining the security, stability, and performance of digital systems. Here's why you should never delay updates. Mitigation strategies. Vendor assessment. Thoroughly assess the security practices of your suppliers and vendors. Understand their security policies, practices, and how they handle security incidents. Code review and signing. Conduct regular code reviews of software components. Implement code signing to verify the authenticity of software updates. 3. Isolation and segmentation. Isolate critical systems from less critical ones to contain potential breaches. Implement network segmentation to limit lateral movement. 4. Continuous monitoring. Continuously monitor your supply chain for any suspicious activities or deviations from the norm. 5. Zero trust architecture. Implement a zero trust approach, where trust is never assumed and access is strictly controlled, regardless of the user's location or origin. To sum up, supply chain attacks are a persistent and evolving threat that can have catastrophic consequences for organizations and their customers. To defend against these attacks, organizations must adopt a multi-layered security strategy that encompasses vendor assessment, code integrity checks, network segmentation, and continuous monitoring. By understanding the tactics and techniques employed by attackers and implementing robust security measures, businesses can reduce the risk of falling victim to these stealthy and damaging attacks. For more cybersecurity tips and advice, don't forget to like and subscribe.